All right, everybody, Ryan here with my partner as usual, Mr. Chris Gobby. Welcome back to Arm Crossfire with Espey and Gobby. Before we get going, make sure you guys take the time to hit subscribe to the channel. Click the bell in the corner of the screen there just so you can be alerted whenever we post new videos like this to YouTube. So first off, Gobby, we got a couple sponsors we got to recognize and some news. So first and foremost, we got Smirnoff Ice as usual. The first sponsor to come on for us.
Yep.
It's early in the morning, but we're going to enjoy a couple of those as we go through. Next, and we got to talk a little bit about this because we have Ready Go Garb, so readygo.ca, yep. And we still have our contest running. So the contest is the most thought-provoking question as chosen by you and I. Yep. At the end of this month, we'll receive a $40 coupon code to their website to spend however they see fit on all the products at readygo.ca. So a big thanks goes out to them. And if you notice, I'm wearing one of their t-shirt designs today. They sent me this in the mail. I got it yesterday. Yours is still on the way, I assume. And we are very thankful to have them on board and giving back to our fans too.
Absolutely.
Moving forward a little bit, we got to recognize, before that, we have a third sponsor. So we've actually had a bunch of potential sponsors coming out of the woodwork here and equipment companies. So Israel Arm Wrestling Club is somebody that I'm affiliated with, and he's been around for a while, and he's taking a bit of a vacation, but when he gets back, he's committed to doing something for the show. So we'll be able to either give away or have a somewhat similar contest. So we're going to have to put our creative hats on and come up with, because the readygo.ca contest is going to be monthly. So not only do we give away the $40 this month, it rolls over and continues in perpetuity until they decide that they don't want to do it anymore. But it's going to be, we're going to have all kinds of giveaways on the show. You don't see that very many other places, to be honest. So I think that for our viewers, it's a really good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds great.
Yeah. And then the next thing, Patreon. So we have 2 Patreon members. Brandon Irwin comes in at tier 1. Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate you. And Sean Russell comes in at tier 2. For those of you that don't know, Sean is also the readygo.ca guy. So he comes in at tier 2. Not only is he supporting the show through sponsorship and prizes for our fans, he's also coming in and supporting you and I on Patreon. So
nice.
Thanks, Sean. We appreciate it very much. And not only did he come in at tier 2, he bumped the level of tier 2 up manually, which you have the option to do on the show. I have to apologize for all the stuff in the background. Victoria and I, on the spur of a moment, put an offer in another house. So within 3 days, we decided to sell this one and move into a brand new one. So it's you're going to see a nice studio setup, but it's going to take a while.
Nice, man. Congratulations. That's big news.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we're working hard on it, and it's going to be it's a big deal for us.
Now, do you go through a realtor, or do you handle that because you're a realtor?
Well, you know, when you're buying a brand new house off of a developer,
yeah,
I actually had to use a different realtor.
Okay.
They didn't want me to do it.
Yeah,
so
conflict of interest.
That's right. So, and when I sell my house, I can sell it, but it's illegal for me to take a commission off of it. So if another realtor comes in and decides to sell it, I have to pay them a commission. But these are the Manitoba rules. It's different from province to province. But, you know, we got to do it. We got to get it done. We got to move forward. So
what a racket.
Yeah, no kidding. So we got Kody waiting. Kody is waiting. So we're going to hit stop on this. We're going to restart it, and it's going to be live on Facebook for everyone to see, and then the whole thing will go to YouTube after. All right, guys, welcome to Arm Crossfire with Espey and Gobby. Today we are joined by our special guest, Mr. Kody Merritt. Kody, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it very much. So right off the top, you got an event that you're at. Are you at an event right now, or are you traveling to an event today?
Well, I actually flew into Kansas City last night. I am staying with a really good friend, Brian Kerner, and we have a super match tomorrow. So I am currently in Kansas City, but the event isn't actually till tomorrow.
All right.
What is this, amateur hour? Fuck. No.
This is. I think we're live again. I think I put us right back on live. So maybe one of you guys can quickly pop over to the Crossfire page and make sure everything's working over there. Oh no, we got a comment. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Dean Bolt. So he says, "Thank you, Dean."
Yeah,
all right, we're back. And we got yes, the Welsh Wolverine. So we got a ton of comments before we cut Kody off. He was talking about. You're talking about the event you were at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we should be good to go now. We should have no further interruptions, and everything will work out perfectly. I'm certain of it.
Well, good.
Fire away, Kody. What do you got? You're in Kansas City.
Yeah, in Kansas City. Kansas City is like a mecca for arm wrestling here in the States. They've got some really, really good arm wrestlers, and they put together some really good tournaments. This is my 4th time coming here. They treat me really, really well. They bring me out here for these super matches, and they give me a place to stay, and usually always have like some really good quality opponents that I arm wrestle with. This particular tournament is the Fallen Heroes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
Tournament.
Yeah.
And every bit of the money goes to that fund to help Fallen Heroes.
Yeah.
And like last year, they raised a few $1,000s. I can't remember. Ryan Johnston is the one that puts it on.
Yeah.
And he does a really good job. So for a good cause, and it's a great tournament, good turnout. And I'm anxious. Corey West is huge. The guy's a beast, and I'm very nervous about this match. Very anxious about it for sure.
So are you pulling him right and left, or both, or what's going on?
Nope, I'm just pulling him left-handed. He actually has a super match with Don Underwood right-handed.
So Corey's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he's going to have a busy day. Don, he's fast, he's strong, but Corey's been really impressive as of late too. He's come on. I think he's only been in the sport for like 2 or 3 years, so he's relatively new to it, but super strong. And I mean, the only thing he's lacking is like a really good trainer or coach. That's where he's really struggling the most.
nice shot at Michael Todd.
I agree. Yeah, he needs to up his game there. But how will it feel for you to arm wrestle somebody that's bigger than you?
Well, that usually doesn't happen. I mentioned this when I was on with Jody Williams on Arm Talk. Is I don't normally go to an event where I'm not the biggest guy there, and so I'm anxious because he's not just like a big heavy guy. He's really strong. He's just a monster. He's a massive mountain of meat, is what he is.
How big are you, Kody?
I weigh, depending on the day, between 375 and 385.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What's your height?
6'2.5", right around there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're telling me this guy's heavier than you?
Yeah. He the last time we spoke, he said he was right around 400, right just over 4. Wow. And I think he's got an inch or two on me. He's like 6'4", I want to say.
Okay.
So he's a big kid, and he's relatively young. Like he's a great kid. I got to know him a little bit on social media, and he's funny. We got along pretty well. He's a good kid. So
he's right dominant, I assume, right? From what I know from him.
Well, he trains a lot with his right because with Michael obviously helping that out, and I think he is stronger right-handed. However, he told me the other day that he feels like he has a better chance to make the elite status with his left hand, which I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how to spell the word elite, so I don't know what that means exactly. I know that in Gobby's ranking, I'm a 1. So
what?
I know. I never said that. I never trolled you.
I know. I'm kidding.
Okay. But that being said, I'm instituting you as a 4-1 favorite against him left-handed. I'm putting that right on Facebook. We're at 4-1 if anyone wants to bet.
Well, I might take those odds.
No, that's bias. Fucking take me to the cleaners with that stuff.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm pretty anxious because I've tried to get as much video as I could on him left-handed, and there's not a lot out there to begin with. And the stuff that I've seen, it's always he does something different. There's not like a set. I can't say, oh yeah, he's gonna top roll me, or because everything's been different. I've seen him press. I've seen him flop wrist press. I've seen him hook. I've seen him King's move even in some of his practice sessions with Michael. So I don't know exactly. That's my biggest anxiety is I don't know what to expect or where he's going to go.
From how Ryan has talked you up, I'm assuming I get the impression you're damn near a tier 4. Are you hand heavy? Are you a top roller? Are you a hooker? I honestly don't know much about your style.
Well, I prefer to top roll.
Okay.
My style is very similar to Ryan's, actually. I would say that we're pretty similar in the way we arm wrestle. I like to hit. I'm pretty quick for a big guy, but I can hook.
Nice.
I don't prefer it, but
Yeah.
I would say I like to use my hand, and I really like the strap. I do pretty good in the strap as well. So
Interesting.
yeah.
That leads me to a question I was curious about. Have you and Ryan ever pulled left, or haven't ever pulled it
Oh
off?
yeah. A time or two.
What's the record on that?
Let's see. It's really lopsided.
Okay.
Ryan, I've never beaten Ryan.
Okay.
We met.
Wait a minute, that's not true.
That's true. I don't count that as a win. So anyway,
I had
we
to
met
come
our
off
first
the B
match.
side at the Worlds.
Yeah, he did actually. So, we met our first time at, is it 16 at WAL in Vegas? Ryan, it was, wasn't it?
Yes, that was just on TV in Canada. Actually, it was nice to see that because it took years for those rights to come up here. But yeah, that was the first time, and we were in the quarterfinals. It was me and you on one side, and Travis and Jerry on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop your hit. Out of the strap, we kind of got in the fingers a little bit, which is what normally happens. And then in the strap, you just went right through me. So I didn't have much for you there. Then the next year, we met again in Vegas for that kind of botched WAL finals.
Yeah.
And that's when my bicep went against you. So obviously, I lost that match. We were both in the
Opened or tore? When you say you lost it,
it pulled off. Like it tore
shit.
off the bone. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to have like surgery on it to get it reattached, and it was kind of a sucky day for sure because I felt really good that day. I felt really, really good that day. And
you were being like people expected you to be a threat to win, and you were. Yeah.
Yeah, we were both undefeated in the top 4. It was I think it was you, me, Travis, and Chafee, if I remember right, in the top 4 undefeated.
Yeah.
And then my bicep blew, and I couldn't do anything after that. And then you ended up taking second, wasn't it, to Travis that year, or did you take third? I don't remember.
I took third because, not without controversy, that's when I had pulled Dave and lost on slip-out losing position, which isn't a thing in WAL, but that day it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so upset that day. I left. I mean, we had a condo that we had rented for my wife and I for the weekend. We were going to make a whole weekend out of it, and when my bicep went, we just drove home. So I was like, it sucked. I was upset, but because I felt really good that day. I felt like I had a legitimate chance to do well. But yeah, when I don't know if I ever told you, Ryan, but when we were arm wrestling it popped twice. I felt it go twice during our match.
Oh, yikes!
So both muscles came off, and it was crazy. So, and then the last time was last year at Worlds. We met at the Worlds. We were both on the A side in the finals of the A side bracket, and Ryan, he took his elbow off the back of the pad twice, which I was lucky enough to move on to but then I lost him in the final, so it didn't really matter. It was all a bunch of fouls. It was ridiculous.
We both got the opportunity to pin the reigning champ, though, so that was nice.
Yeah, that was a big deal. I remember I did a ton of because I didn't realize you were going to Worlds, so I did a ton of video research on who I would most likely face, and I found that the videos of Oleg. I don't remember how to say his last name.
Melentiev.
Yeah, and that guy's a beast, but. That was like one of my biggest wins ever. It was like it had been like 3.5 years since he'd even lost a match, and so I felt really good about that.
And it wasn't like, let's be honest, it wasn't close like you.
No, out of the straps, I kind of was worried for a minute, but when the funny story is when we put the strap on, it was Dave Hicks was the head ref at that for that match, and they strapped us up, and I just kind of applied my little bit of pressure, and And Oleg's like, no. And he reaches up, grabs the hands, he looks at both sides. He's like, yes, ready, go.
Yeah.
And I could tell right when he put the strap on and I put some pressure into it that I had that match. So, yeah, it was an awesome day. I felt really good that day, too. Until I lost to you. That wasn't so great.
Well, it was nice that North America dominated the podium that day.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So you both have a lot of parallels. You're both big dudes. You're both left dominant, and neither of you have ever beaten me. That's interesting.
That's true.
And you have also not beaten us.
I wanted to leave that part out for it's not as dramatic. It's more dramatic.
That is true.
When I say it, yeah.
Chris Gobby is undefeated against super heavyweight left arm wrestlers on this podcast today.
Yeah, he's undefeated against the top 2 master super heavyweights in the world.
See, when you say it like that, it has a nice ring to it.